Not only is Paula Froelich a beautiful individual, she's amazing, she's talented, she's a traveling and lifestyle brand guru. I mean, she dropped so many gems on my show today that I can't even tell you all just now, just talking. But you guys make sure you stay tuned to her exclusive interview on KatHarveySNL.
Hey, I'm Paula Froelich from abroadabroad.com, and I watch and love Kat Harvey from Success Nothing Less.
Hey, what's up, world? I'm Kat Harvey, CEO, KatHarveySNL, Success Nothing Less. Great things come to those who wait. I'm so excited to have a boss with us today. She needs no introduction. To me, she's a traveling and lifestyle brand guru. You guys have seen her partnered up and featured in notable brands such as Yahoo, HSN, New York Times. I can just go on and on about her, but she's truly motivating people to live their dreams, be brave, and definitely see the world, and travel outside your comfort zone. So without further ado, please welcome Ms. Paula Froelich. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
You guys don't know, we just spent 30 minutes trying to get this hangout thing together, but we made it.
We sure did. I feel like a genius now. Thank you, Kat.
So to get started, first of all, I was actually looking at some of your videos, and one of the craziest things I saw was you licking the grasshopper and these disgusting bugs. So how did that work?
Well, I love that you think that me eating bugs is the craziest thing I've done, because I also once went skiing in Afghanistan, and I should say I don't ski. So I attempted to learn how to ski in Afghanistan and got stuck in a snowdrift up to my chest, which is where I learned the #1 rule of skiing: never take your skis off in a snowdrift, because you won't ever find them again.
What's one thing that you had to kind of unlock about yourself, like to make you a better writer and a storyteller?
I feel like I am always learning about writing. Storytelling always kind of came a little bit naturally to me, but you are always learning on that as well. It's always about finding people who are really good at what they do and learning from them. I always think if you ever think that you don't have anything more to learn, then you got a real problem. And for me with writing, I think the biggest thing is find a good editor. Same thing with video,
So who was the first person that you said, "I told you so"?
There have been many.
Okay. Is there one that kind of stick out to you the most, within your career?
The whole abroad thing, this entire journey has been very frustrating for me. Once I realized what I wanted to do. I left a very glamorous lifestyle where I was head of the New York Post page 6, and I was going out every night and going to the Oscars and blah, 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 and I hated it. And I quit. And I started traveling, and I started doing stories for Playboy and Mary Claire and Newsweek. And I realized that there was a huge gap in the market, and the gap was women. If you look at the Travel Channel or Nat Geo or Nat Geo Wild or History or Discovery, there are no women. And if you actually go travel, who do you see who are actually traveling but women? And so I started abroadabroad.com, and it got 50,000 uniques within 3 weeks, which is crazy. And, excuse me, well, no such. And all of a sudden Yahoo came and they said, "All right, well, we'd like you to be editor-in-chief of Yahoo Travel." And I said, "Perfect. I've got all these numbers, and I'm going to make it into what my gut and the numbers say match up." And then they said, "All right, what about a show?" And I said, "Great, let's do Abroad. And they said, "We're not so sure." And I said, "I am." And they actually backed me. And it was amazing. The web show got 750,000 to 1 million viewers a week. We overperformed for all of our advertisers. We sold out in advertising last year for 8 months out of the year. And made money, and now and I was like, "See, I told you so. It worked."
Wow, that's amazing. So I know you do so many outside of the box things. So what are the top 3 things you have on your new bucket list now?
Top 3 things I really want to do. #1, I want to do Russia. I have not done Russia. Parts of my family are from there. I've never been. I would like to do it, like the Kamchatka Peninsula. I would also like to do, and when I say Russia, sometimes I think the old USSR. So I would like to do that. I would like to explore like my family history and where I actually came from. You know what I haven't done, which I really want to do? I have not done Route 66. I haven't done the like a good old school drive across America.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, and I want to stay in like, you know, those old school motels in Route 66 that are like teepee motels. And you're like, yes, please. I want to go see the big ball of string and compare it to the big ball of yarn. Like, do they hate each other or twine?
Okay, so what's been the most challenging article that you had to write?
Most challenging was for Playboy. I did a bus tour of Iraq in 2011 while the war was still on. And it taught me several things. Number one, bus tours during a war are interesting. But it was also challenging because it was 2 weeks with people who I was actually reporting on, and they hadn't signed up for that.
How do you deal with writer's block, you know, especially when you have these big old movie visions in your head and you want that same effect to come across your viewers and audience?
I have suffered from it a lot this year. I'm getting out of it now, which is nice. You know, and people are like, just sit down and do it. The problem with sitting down and doing it is all of a sudden you just have verbal vomit on a page, and ain't nothing pretty about vomit. So, you know, for me, I'm getting out of it by reading books by people who I admire and who make me laugh.
So what's been the best story that you've heard about somebody, I guess, inspired by your work?
Oh, the best stories are the ones that you don't hear about or that you don't hear until many years later. And it's not so much my work, it's just about who I am. The most important thing to do is to always be kind and always treat other people well, because you don't know when you're going to be making a difference. For example, it really pisses me off when people go to orphanages in Africa. You always see those photos, right? Of the people surrounded by children and being like, oh, look, I did volunteering in an orphanage for Africa for a day. And you're like, dude, children are not to be treated like animals in zoos, okay? It's not cool to just show up and be like, and then I played with a kid for a day, you know? No, what is actually helpful is if you were going to look at that orphanage and say, all right, I'm in PR and marketing. Let me do a marketing plan for you. I'm in business. Let me do a business plan for you. Let me help you from the back end, instead of someone going out and being like, aren't I so great? I did this.
You hit the nail on the head with that one.
There are 4 major red flags that I look for to know whether I should be on high alert or not. The first one is, what percentage of the population is below the age of 35? If you have a high percentage of the population below the age of 35, that's a red flag. If you have a high percentage of the population that is unemployed, that is another red flag. If you have a high percentage of the population that doesn't have an education beyond, well, in general, but beyond like 5th grade, that's another problem. And also the other red flag is, how do they treat their women? Are women educated and employed?
Something that you absolutely wouldn't do. Doesn't matter. You get your TV show, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So what are those 2 things?
I am not going to travel to North Korea. Let's say I do a video or I write something and the guy who's responsible for me, the government doesn't like it. Well, not just him, but his whole family are going to get sent off to a concentration camp. You know, I'm not cool with that. I'm not going to put someone's life or livelihood in danger. As you travel, you have to understand that, well, you know, you might be there, but you're leaving and you might not come back. And what you do has an effect on the person or people there. That's one. Number 2 is always respect the religion of other people around you.
What upcoming projects do you have that people should look out for?
I'm doing a bunch more videos on abroadabroad.com and also on my YouTube site. And I've got some in Japan coming up. And I'm also going to Iceland. I am trying for the 5th time to go see the Northern Lights. I'm hoping. So
Can you give any advice for people out there that want to start travel vlogs or, want to start writing and become great like yourself?
First of all, look at why you want to do it. A lot of people do it for the wrong reasons. They want to do it because they want to travel for free, right? That is the wrong reason. And I'll tell you why it's the wrong reason, because you're not changing anything. You're not doing anything. The reason why I travel is because I believe it can change the world. I believe that the unintended consequences of the internet are we've become more xenophobic and agoraphobic than ever before. People don't actually go out and actually meet people. And their rabbit holes, unfortunately, look a lot like themselves. You have this rise of crazy racism. You have this rise of crazy xenophobic attitudes towards people of different religion, to people who look different. And I think you need to go out there and actually meet people and bring them home via video or writing to other people who might not either have the chance or be open to going to those places. Because then people understand, oh, there's this. Wait, what? It's like in Abroad for Yahoo. Ironically, the places and the videos that got the most views, like 1.7 million views, were the ones from Jordan and from Oman and the ones in the Middle East. They're not getting any perspective from over there except for, oh, this is a war zone. Well, 98% of it isn't a war zone, and 98% of these people are doing normal, average things and living their lives, and people want to know about that. I did a video called, well, what's really life like for women in the Middle East? And I interviewed somebody in a niqab and somebody in a burqa and a headscarf and somebody without. And they were fun and they were interesting and they were entertaining. And I think people were like, oh, I didn't know that.
Well, can you tell the world where they can find and connect with you at?
Yeah. Okay, so there's a couple places. First one, Facebook.com/Paula.Froelich, Froelich. Or you can go to my Instagram at pfro, Pfro, kind of like J-Lo, but not. And, or on YouTube, I have my YouTube channel, and abroad.com. Come join me. It's fun. And I'd love to hear everyone's perspectives or thoughts.
Definitely inspiration to me. And a lot of people out there that keep
no, really, thank you. Thank you for contacting me. It made my day.
I had to. I'm like, yes, somebody's doing big things and traveling the world and, making the true difference. People need to see that it's possible. Because I've been getting requests like crazy to have somebody like that on my show. So I'm glad you were able to accept.
Oh my goodness. I think I just realized that my shirt was all... You guys have got to forgive me.
Oh, God.
I have to set up a home studio better. It's going to get better, I promise.
Thank you so much for your time today. It means a lot to me. Just thank you. Thanks, Paula, for coming on my show today. I'm pretty sure that most of our viewers got a better perspective about traveling and seeing the world for what it is and not being afraid to live outside their comfort zone. So I thank you again for coming on the show today. Make sure you guys go support Paula, anything she has going on at abroad.com, and make sure you go follow her right now.